like some of the hypocrites, and I'm not saying because people pray out loud that we're hypocrites, but can we just, with the commandment, can we bow our heads and let's pray silently for 30 seconds? Amen.
Amen. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Tick tock, tick tock.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, we got a couple people who hadn't voted yet. They need to get voting polls. So, Mayor, we're asking for.
We have cut the mayor's message in half so that we can get out and
hope you get half.
those
okay?
that haven't voted.
There you go. I did too, but we got a couple.
Can we set a goal of being out of here by 5:45?
5:30.
5:45.
5:20?
Whatever. Go for it.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn,
Oh,
Mayor.
okay, great, super.
Oh, no, it's not your
thank you.
turn, Mayor.
Well, first
Sorry.
of all,
Mayor, it's not your turn.
Thank you.
Got carried away. I need a motion on the work session minutes of May 15th.
Motion to adopt.
Have a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
I need a motion on the work session of the regular council meeting on the 15th.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Now you're up, Mayor.
Thank you so much. You're in the process of receiving David Burkett's resignation letter written on May 16th. Immediately upon his election and swearing in, he vacated the office, and so what you see is his official resignation letter, which I am asked to submit to you, and so I am so complying. But for the general public, it will be August the 28th before there's an election to fill David Burkett's seat. That's a long time for a district to go without representation. So from that standpoint, the president of the city council, Charles Jenwright, has agreed unanimously with the consent of the council to be the contact point for that district for matters that need to come to the council. Certainly the clerk would be an access point, but we do not want to leave the citizens of his district without some access point to the city. So certainly anything that needs to come before the council, if you could bring it through the president, that would be appreciative. Y'all know that for 4 months now, 5 months, we have been partnering with the advertiser on community heroes. And we've had some great community heroes. These are individuals that kind of fly under the radar screen, but are doing great work to the betterment of our community. And Bro Criff is here with us tonight. He's the managing executive editor. Thank you. It's a very important position. He's here to introduce to you our next community hero. Bro?
First, I should say, if you haven't had a chance to vote yet, I encourage everybody here to vote. It's one of the most important things that you can do on behalf of all the elected officials and the advertiser. I am here. I'm Bro Crift. I'm the executive editor of the Montgomery Advertiser. And we've, like he said, we're in our 5th month of honoring community heroes across Montgomery for their service to Montgomery, unsung people who do things for us that we may not always recognize. And we have a very, very special person with us this month, LaDonna Brendel, who's with Reality and Truth Ministries. I think everybody here walks down the street and sees people and says, they need help. If I could give them $1, maybe I should give them $1, maybe I shouldn't give $1. Do they need help? I'm not really sure. Or they walk to work and they see the same familiar faces. And most of us go on to work. Most of us are concerned with our own priorities and what's going on in our lives and trying to fix that. LaDonna Brendel is not that person. She had a plump job. She had a promotion that she could have as an accountant, I believe. She did a lot of work for herself and put herself in a position to live in a nice home in a nice neighborhood. But she had a calling, she believed. She had a calling from God. And she believed that she needed to help these people. So for Christmas, she opened up her home to the homeless people that she saw. And only 2 people took her up on the offer. Their names were Tenard and Amanda. And what impresses me about this was years ago, and she still remembers the names because those people had an impact on her. But what I would argue is that she has had an impact on them in this entire community because of what she's doing for Reality and Truth Ministries. It is currently in West Montgomery. It is in a part of the community that you may not know, but is the poorest census tract in Montgomery. And she serves food and she clothes the people who come into the doors daily. I was over there about 2 weeks ago and saw the families. I mean, I think you probably make the assumption that a lot of it's homeless men, but there are young children that come there for hot dogs and ask for more hot dogs and ask for more potato chips and they walk out the doors with that. And they walk out the doors with kits so they can have toothpaste to brush their teeth. And imagine that. Imagine going through life where you were just asking for toothpaste to be clean. LaDonna Brindle, she does that for this community. And I want to close with this because I think this is one of the most important things to think about. If there was ever a compliment that you can give somebody, it is this. LaDonna Brindle inspires me to be a better person. That is what somebody said about her. She has given herself up selflessly, she's given up her job, and she gave up her home to serve this community and serve it well. So therefore, she is our Montgomery community hero. Thank you.
We'd like to take a picture with you, if you could, with the city council. Get used to seeing your name in the picture and telephone. I'm sorry, the advertising. He'll be there for a while.
Thank you so much. I'd like to say that, heroes are not made alone. They're made with other people supporting them. And I'm very thankful for a city that begins in prayer at their city council meeting. I was so excited about that. And then also that supports the needs of others, not just one particular economic group. So thank you so much for recognizing that. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Just for information to our citizens, homelessness is an area that we fund regularly through not only federal funds that are available to us, but also from our general fund. And we work with the homeless organizations to count every year the number of homeless that we have in our community. And I would say to you that on any given night, the numbers will come in at about 65 that will be on the streets. But we have plenty of spaces for those 65, but they choose not to come to some of the centers that we have. And we're funding mental health and other social organizations to try to address that problem. And the work that she does is so meaningful and helpful to the community that she is ministering to, because it truly is a ministry. And the same we would say to the advertiser is not only in this endeavor, but also the endeavors with the F-35 and now the Getting Out the Vote campaign that you've had. I note that you did not endorse the candidates, which we've not asked you to do or expected you to do, But what you've done is called attention to the fact that this is such an important event today, and it is our future. So we appreciate the efforts that you're doing, and we cannot wait for the next opportunity to do a similar type of situation along the way. We also have another thing that Glenn will be quick that we will do so you can get out and vote before the 7 o'clock time frame. But we've had in the last several years more than 1 million pounds lost. And I've had 100 or so of those. You lose it, you gain it, you lose it, and you gain it. It's called Scaleback, Alabama. And every year we participate in that. It's led by our health and wellness czar, Michael Burdell, and Michael's going to come and talk to you about those within our employment that have done a great job and have met the call, if you will, and have lost the most. And they're going to get some recognition and maybe a thank you or two.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Everyone, in case you're not familiar with Scaleback, Alabama, it's the annual campaign that takes place right around the same time that many of us begin to break our New Year's resolutions. Normally that's January 2nd or 3rd for me. And we've got a slide presentation to accompany this information. This was the 12th year for the weight loss campaign, and as the mayor said, since its inception, Alabamians have lost more than 1 million pounds. Here's how it works. Scaleback lasts 9 weeks. During that time, participants try to lose, that's way ahead of us, tries to lose 10 pounds and form two-person teams. Both members have to lose 10 pounds to accept, to meet their goal. Next slide. Most years, there's a celebrity cheerleader. There he is, right there, or a participant. This year's celebrity was Big Mo. So if you went to a Biscuits game this season, you might have seen that he's a little bit more svelte and slimmer, and that's because he took part in Scaleback, Alabama. Statewide, more than 18,000 people began the 2018 campaign. About 10% of them met their goal. Overall, Alabamians lost more than 60,000 pounds. The city of Montgomery is a Scaleback partner, an official one. This year, 70 city employees began the process. 31 of them made it to the final way out. Nearly 300 pounds were lost by city employees in Scaleback, Alabama. 8 teams of those employees met their goal of having both members lose 10 pounds. Combined, they lost 185 pounds, and each year, we reward the successful teams, and research shows that this is a good idea because if we are able to just lose a small percentage of our body weight, we can reduce our healthcare costs and reap some huge health benefits. This year, we are presenting each team members with two tickets behind home plate to the Biscuits game of their choice, providing the dates are available. And, Mayor, each team member gets $50 in cold cash so they can take with them to the game and buy some bottled water or a salad while they're enjoying the game.
Tell them where the $50 comes from.
The $50 comes from the concessions vending account. No taxpayer dollars were used to reward these city employees who had the discipline to lose 10 pounds. And now, without any further ado, let's meet the Scaleback succeeders from the art department, Cynthia Millage and Wanda DeJarnette. Also from the Museum of Fine Arts, Elizabeth Palmer and Brandy Morrison. And from Communications, the team of Janisa Johnson and Deborah Link. You see them walking right there by the city lot. It's just proof that a healthy lifestyle can be done easily. A lot of scaling back was being done in communications, also by Kenkisha Turner and Valerie Cleveland. From the Montgomery City County Public Library, Jonathan Darby and Marcia Taylor. Now, Marcia couldn't be with us this evening, so Jonathan, please accept. Jonathan, we would trust you with cash, but we are giving you a check to present to Marcia just to play it safe. From the police department, Captain Jay King and Jana Smith. Woo! Captain King is a coordinator, a scale-back coordinator at the police department, and he won a randomly selected award from the scale-back campaign, a gift card of some sort. A multi-department team from the police department and from public information and external affairs, Captain Matt Mora and yours truly, Michael Brudell. And finally, from Public Information and External Affairs, Dina Campbell, who was our citywide scale-back coordinator every year and does all of the heavy lifting, and Kimberly Wright. The mayor still has my $50.
Oh, that looks good. I'm not just getting it. Now make sure you can see the camera, because then I can see you. So you can see in the hole. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right.
And while they're returning to the seats, I'm just going to bare my soul for a minute. I did not participate in Scaleback, Alabama. Last time I did, and I didn't lose the requisite pounds my teammate did, but I didn't. But I want to tell you personally what 7 pounds did. You lose 7 pounds. My blood pressure went down 10 points. And my heart rate went down 7 points. So a point. So even a small amount will help you be more physically fit. So I commend those that have done this, and I challenge all of us when it comes time next year to sign up. That's it.
All right. Any special committee reports? I don't think so. Speaking to us this afternoon on public communication on agenda items, and George Howell would like to talk to us on item 1. And Cruz, you can you're in the batting box. You're on the batter's box, okay?
Chairman Jenwright and Vice Chairman Larkin, members of the council, and Mr. Mayor, I appreciate the opportunity to speak. This is about the proposed ordinance regarding peddlers and solicitation, to change to a new ordinance. I'm the vice president of the East Montgomery Neighborhood Alliance, and we have 25 members that are neighborhood associations, and we are all opposed to this ordinance. And I think you all have received input from various people involved with the neighborhood associations in the alliance, and we appreciate the opportunity to be heard here, and we would be glad to participate if we get into rewriting an ordinance or anything like that. We are willing to help with that, and thank you very much for your consideration today.
Thank you.
Hey, George, don't leave, please. Just hang right there for a minute. Go ahead.
Cruz?
Cruz, go ahead.
Cruz, reading it down the lines, pretty much same as George said. We have enough people walking up and down the streets, unknown people walking up and down the streets. We don't need more solicitors.
Cruz, how many homeowner associations in the Midtown?
15.
15. Okay, so you got homeowner association, you got 25, 40?
Yeah.
Very good, thank you.
George, without belaboring the point, Cruz, without belaboring the point, because we do need to go vote, you said work with the council and the legal staff to rewrite something. I don't know if that's in the cards, but what would you change, without going into a long dissertation, what would you change about what the proposal was versus what's on the books today?
The proposal greatly extends the hours that solicitors can come to your house.
Right.
The proposal requires some registration for some people, but not all.
So are you opposed to YMCA's, religious organizations, students from schools and things like that? I'm just trying to understand, if we have to go to middle ground, I want to know where people really would want to be.
We think that everyone that's a solicitor should be registered. We want to know who's there. We don't really want strangers walking through our neighborhoods, as Cruz said. And
what time limit would be acceptable?
Well, the current time, I think, is
4 to 7?
No,
I'm sorry.
What's the current time?
I think, what is it, Stacy, is it 4 to 6? The current time, is it at 6?
4 to 6.
4 to 6?
4 to 7.
Yeah, 4 to 7.
All right. If the court deemed that to be too restrictive, what would you be comfortable with?
Well, we would, anything
3:45?
as restricted as possible. Whatever could be worked out to a minimum of time. People are bothered in their homes enough these days. And particularly, we tell our neighborhood, we don't want anybody, if somebody comes to the door and you don't know them, don't answer the door. Every home in our neighborhood has a no soliciting sticker on the door. Another point is the proposed ordinance is unclear about where that no soliciting sign should be displayed. And we want that in a consistent place, good for the homeowners, good for the solicitors.
You've given me enough.
Is that enough?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Cruz?
We think the hours are sufficient as they are. We don't want it changed.
Yeah, but if the courts deemed it to be too restrictive, what would you?
I can't hear you.
If the court said that was too restrictive, the time 4 to 7, what would be a suggestion to those that might have to enter into some settlement? What kind of number?
We don't want it changed.
Well, a court's going to order you to do that. What if the court's order you to do
Well,
that?
whatever the court orders, that's what we're going to do
Yeah,
anyway.
but we'd rather
it don't matter what I say.
We'd rather us put something out rather than the court dictate. I just want to know what you'd be comfortable with.
3 o'clock.
I don't have an answer for you.
Okay.
Okay.
At what point do we address the issue about what other districts or courts have held to be too restrictive? And
That will
and
be part of the
educate
arguments
public
that we'll make if and when we get there.
Okay.
I mean, are you,
I guess what I'm saying is we're getting a lot of calls about they don't want any change, and we're being told on the other hand that we have to change because it's too restrictive. And I think we need to educate the public of why is it too restrictive, what are the challenges, and how the new ordinance will differ, and strengthen weaknesses that are in the existing ordinance.
I think Stacy has provided you some examples of the other times that are in the state. I mean, some people have no restrictions, some have got, usually it's about a 9 to 6, 10 to 7 kind of deal, but I'll let her finish.
And I think we've already discussed the fact that our circuit, the 11th Circuit, the federal courts haven't really addressed that. When you look at the other circuits, they've done any number of things. Some of the circuits have said that any hours are too restrictive, that there are other less restrictive means, registration, posting of signs on doors. That's what you should do to restrict it, especially if you're talking about public safety issues or privacy in your own home. They've said that's sufficient. You can post a sign, nobody can come on your property. If they do, you can call the police just by seeing the sign. The police know somebody's been put on notice they can't come on your property, they're trespassing, the police can then arrest them. The registration, if they're registered, and what we have in our ordinance now, they register by getting a permit through finance. Felons, if I'm correct, felons would not be allowed to be registered in the state. They'd have to submit a background check. So to answer the question as far as what hours are too restrictive, we don't know. We won't know until our courts tell us. I know what other courts have done, which is very similar to what we have put in our ordinance. Our courts could easily say our numbers are too restrictive. They need to start at 8 and be able to go till 8 p.m. or 9 p.m.
So when you speak of other court jurisdictions, you're talking about Middle District, Northern District, Southeast of the United States?
There are
the ones that maybe have extended the hours more versus the ones that haven't, are those more of the northern or western states versus the southeastern districts?
Well, there are 13 different federal districts, and it's really not, certainly there are more conservative ones, less conservative ones. There have been a couple of cases that have gone to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court in the latest one has basically said that any hours they are thinking may be too restrictive, that you could look at other measures. They didn't come out and say that officially, but that is what they were leaning towards, and leaning towards less restrictive means, hence the registration and solicitation signs.
So basically what we're looking at as far as just a working draft or whatever is actually putting more I guess, not restriction, but oversight, I guess you could say, than what we're doing presently, correct?
Correct. There's no question that the circuits that have ruled on it have basically said when they did talk about hours, the hours started about 8 in the morning and went till at least 5 p.m., usually later, usually sunset or 8 p.m. was the typical in the federal courts.
Would part of those, of that registration process, with the people that are doing the solicitation, would they be required to wear ID badges or whatever, that, you know, identifying who they are, what company they're with, and what have you? Is
right
that possible?
Now, yeah, it's certainly.
I think you can talk forever on this item. We've already had that conversation, so I think we're ready to thank y'all for coming. Madam Clerk, would you read the ordinance? Read the first item, please.
Mr. President, item 1, ordinance repealing Chapter 20 of the Code of Ordinance and adopting new articles regulating peddlers and solicitors.
I need a motion.
Motion to deny.
Have a motion to deny. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Item number 2.
Item 2, ordinance establishing procedures regulating the operations of bike share providers within the city of Montgomery.
I need a motion on this item, please.
Move to adopt.
Have a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted.
Item 3.
Item 3 has been withdrawn because it's in compliance. Item 4, hearing on proposed ordinance rezoning property located on the north side of Woodmere Boulevard, east of Eastern Boulevard, from an R65M district to a B2Q district.
Move to adopt.
Oh, I mean, Helen, I've got, this is a
Public
public hearing too. Helen, you want to make a comment?
This is Helen Milliken, Tanya Ingram, representing the Planning Commission. They recommended B2Q with the restrictions to allow Class A uses but restrict certain uses. Do you want me to read them?
No, no.
Thank you.
I think we know. This is a public hearing, and anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward.
No, that's fine.
Seeing none, declare public hearing's been held. It's proper for the council on a motion.
Move to adopt.
A motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted.
Thank you.
Item 5, hearing on proposed ordinance rezoning property located on the southeast corner of High Street and South Court Street from a T4R Smart Code District to a T40 Smart Code Zoning District.
Helen?
Planning Commission recommends T40.
Okay. This is a public hearing, and anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare public hearing's been held. Have a motion?
Move to adopt.
Have a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted. Item 6, hearing on proposed ordinance rezoning one lot located at 13074 Edna Brake Lucas Drive from an Ag 1 district to a B2Q district.
Helen?
Planning Commission recommends B2Q for daycare only.
Okay. This is a public hearing, and anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare public hearing's been held.
There's a lady waving her hand right here.
What? Oh,
You
want
need to
speak?
come.
My name is B. Pam. I'm here to oppose
Oppose this item?
number 4.
Number
I
4
hadn't,
is,
yes.
number 4 is already, we've already passed that one.
I hadn't heard that. That's what I'm here for. So,
Okay.
because see, I have a collect of all the signature from the neighborhood that against
Well,
the
neighborhood
rezone.
association, that's in my, number 4 is in my district, and Neighborhood Woodmere Association approved it, okay?
But we have collect about 60 signature from the neighborhood.
Well, the neighborhood association just left, they had no opposition, and they ones that
We
did the
have,
queue on it.
we have some neighbor there would not like to build because
Okay.
it's
It's already been passed, I'm sorry. Okay. Item number 6, again,
I've already read that one. You need to do the public hearing.
so we did number 5?
Yes, sir, we did number 5.
Number 6 is where the...
Number 6, I've read.
I'd say a public hearing's been held on number 6. Probably will count in motion. Number 6.
Move to adopt.
Have motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Item 7, hearing on proposed ordinance rezoning property located at southwest corner of South Hope Street and Alexander Street from a B2 district to an R60M district.
Helen?
Planning Commission recommends R60M for a 4-unit dwelling.
Okay. This is a public hearing, and anyone like to speak against this item, please
Mr.
come
Chairman.
forward.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to recuse myself from this one.
Okay. Seeing no opposition, I declare public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council. Need a motion?
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted.
Okay, number 8.
Just a second, let me get my times in on. Number 8, hearing on proposed ordinance rezoning one property located on the west side of Phillips Street, south of Anthony Street from an R50 district to an R99S district.
Helen?
Planning Commission took no action on this R99S for a mobile home.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Would like to speak against this item, come forward, please. Yeah, one spokesman, please. All of you opposed to it? No. Are you for it?
Yes.
All of you for it?
Yes.
Okay. You're opposed? Yes. All right, I want the opposition to it. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. We were here, I think, last month, and we were discussing this.
Need your name.
And, oh, I'm sorry. This is new for me.
Your name?
I'm Judy Martin Ghostin. I
Okay,
stay
Ms.
at
Ghostin.
85 Kenilworth Street.
Okay.
Which is located, as they say, the house. I'm in the house that this trailer want to be put on the back land of the
Okay.
house. And my understanding through our ordinance that if a trailer has never been there or if it's no plug-ups, you cannot put a trailer. Also, at this point, we are doing a survey because from the original documents, all that land on my tax paper really belongs to me.
Did you appeal this at the planning commission?
When we were in the county.
You did
Yes,
go to the
that's
planning
why.
commission, and they understood that you were that the property was in question? You saying the property is in question?
What the county commission understood, that it wasn't supposed to be.
County commission wouldn't have anything to do with this now.
Okay, what did you ask me then?
Planning commission, you went to the planning commission on this?
Who is the planning commission? This is new for me. Who is the planning commission?
That's the city's planning department, which Ms. Milligan works with.
You were at the public hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, I was planning
We had a deed from the people who presented the application. We had no problem with the ownership.
What was the vote count? What was the actual vote?
The vote that failed was for the motion to deny it and 2 against it. They
So-
first started to vote for deny it, but it failed.
They voted to deny or not?
Well, the motion failed.
Motion failed, but didn't have 5 votes.
4-2, it failed.
4-2.
It failed, yeah, okay, motion failed, okay. All right, we understand, okay. So, but you found no problem with the property itself as far as you're saying the property has...
Well, they had looked into it. I don't want to call his name, but I went before my uncle. We're saying we are going to do a survey first and see how the land, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. That's somebody that represents the ones for it, please. Spokesman for it.
My name is Ernestine Henderson, and
Put it down and give me your name, please, and pull the mic down so I can hear you.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
My name is Ernestine Henderson. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm
Ernestine. Okay.
But I bought that property with the understanding that everything was clear on it. We went through our lawyer and everything else to make sure that it was clear.
So you got title?
Yes.
Proper title, okay?
Yes. And I even approached her about her parameters. Where does your land start and I'll stop? And the only thing she said to me was, well, I'm not going to argue with you about any property. So I said, okay, it didn't make any difference. I was trying to be neighborly and see just what was what. Because when we got that property, it was all grown up. Water was standing everywhere. We cleared it up. It's clean. Snakes were running through there. And I haven't seen a snake since we cleaned it up.
Okay. So you do own the property. You have a proper title to it.
Yes.
It's been legally gone through title search. Okay. All right. Anybody else got any more to add to that? All of you, the rest of you for this issue? Okay.
These are my neighbors and my
Your neighbors in the area. Okay, very good. Yeah, 1 opposed and 5 for. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Come back to the microphone, please.
I would like to say the devil is very busy. Okay, we're neighbors. When this young lady first came across the street, she stays back of me, but across the street, she asked me, how far did my land go? I say, I have always known all of this was my land. I said, but they also told me that something could have been done, and to the tree, I never said anything that she said. I said, I don't appreciate that.
All we're worried about tonight
is
I don't appreciate if she has title to the property and it's been a title searched by an attorney.
Well, it's not have been title searched by no attorney.
Well, she got an attorney to do that.
Because I have the deeds to the land.
Well, okay.
Uh-huh. I have the deeds. I pay tax on the land.
Deed, but not to what she's got, okay?
Huh? This is what I have.
No, ma'am.
These are the legal deeds where I bought the house.
Well, we've had planning check it.
You checked the planning?
Planning's checked it's all been checked. It has to be checked.
Did you check it?
We had a deed when she made the application.
But did you check it, is what he said. Did you check all of this?
All we can do is go by the county records, and they carried her as the owner.
Okay, but did you check it? Because the reason...
Ma'am, we checked the records. That's all we can do.
That's all you can do.
Mm-hmm.
If a county says it's their property, that's the way it is, period. Till you
So
have to go
even
to the
if
county, you'd have to go to the county.
paperwork says
You'd have to
that-
go to the county and have it changed, okay?
Okay, I will.
Very good. Okay.
Yes, sir, we can do that.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I declare the public hearing's been held, it's brought before the council. Need a motion? Have a motion to adopt, all in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Okay. Motion
Ordinance
carries.
is adopted.
Got it.
Item
Now, let
9
me properly.
has
All right,
been
number
withdrawn.
9.
Item 9 has been withdrawn, it's in compliance. Item 10 has been withdrawn, it's in compliance. Item 11, resolution denying and revoking right to operate a business for failure to purchase business license. Jarrell Smith, doing business as Gentleman's Lounge Barbershop, 5780 Woodmere Boulevard.
Mr. President, he has no business license.
Okay, I need a motion.
Motion to uphold.
Need to suspend the rules.
Have to have a suspension
Motion
of
to
rules.
suspend the rules.
Have a suspension of rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to uphold.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 12, application for retail beer off premises only, doing business as America's Pride, 5670 Atlanta Highway.
Representative of America's Pride here, please. Come forward, give us your name.
My name is Sunil Shah. I'm the owner and operator.
Okay, very good, Mr. Shaw. This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, I declare the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council. Need a motion?
Motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
6.
Good luck with your business, sir.
Yes,
We
sir.
have-
Thank you
We
a lot.
have one abstention.
Huh?
We have one abstention.
One abstention? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. You got your...
6
got
and
your vote?
1. Yes, sir. 6 of the resolution is adopted.
All right, very good.
Item 13, application for retail beer off premises only, doing business as West Side Market, 2203 Day Street.
Representative of West Side Market here, please. Your name for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Keisha Parks.
Okay, Ms. Park. This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council. Need a motion?
Move to suspend the rules.
Have a motion to suspend rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with your business, ma'am.
Thank you.
Item 14, application for retail beer off premises only, doing business as Four-Way Stop at 1408 Mobile Road.
Representative Four-Way Stop. Uh-oh.
Chris Hargett.
Hey, Chris. All right, this is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Ain't got many folks left. Okay. I declare the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council. Need a motion?
Move to suspend the rules.
Have a motion to suspend the rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 15,
Two of them.
application for retail table wine off premises only, doing business as Four-Way Stop, 1408 Mobile Road.
Chris Hargett's still here talking to us, okay? This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing has been held. It's brought before the council. Need a motion?
Move to suspend the rules.
A motion to suspend the rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
I don't want to be an auctioneer up here, but I almost getting to that point.
Item 16.
Good luck.
Item 16, application for retail beer and retail table wine off premises only, doing business as Roadrunner 1 at 3401 Woodley Road.
My name
Yes,
is
sir.
Bharat Patel.
Okay, sir. This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council. Mr. LaBelle is for this, so if we'll have a suspension of rules.
Suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with the business, sir.
Thank you.
17, application for retail beer and retail table wine on or off premises, doing business as Salads and Juice Bar, 981 Adams Avenue.
Yes,
Hello, my name is Alexis Colley. I'm the owner and manager.
The Salad and Juice Bar.
Yes, sir.
That's a neat name.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council. Need a motion.
Move to suspend the rules.
Have a motion to suspend the rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move for adoption.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with your business, ma'am.
Thank you.
18, application for retail beer and retail table wine owner off premises, doing business as Pieology, 1470 Taylor Road, Suite 101.
Representative Pieology, please. Yes, sir.
David Hamilton.
Hey, David, this is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing has been held. Proper before the council. Need a motion?
Move to suspend rules.
Have a motion to suspend rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Move to adopt.
Unanimous.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Sorry.
Unanimous.
Good luck with that business. That's nice new business. Thank you.
Item 19, application for special retail liquor 30 days or less, doing business as Sounds of Summer, 7064 East Chase Parkway parking lot.
I'm Sam Ayala with Little Donkey. I'm the managing partner.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing has been held. It's proper for the council. Need a motion?
Move to suspend the rules.
Have a motion to suspend rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with that business. Good luck with that event, okay? At the Little Donkey.
Item 20, resolution assessing the cost of abatement of unsafe structures on various lots.
Need a motion to suspend rules on the rest of the agenda.
Motion to suspend the rules on the rest of the agenda.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
A motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. 21, resolution declaring public nuisances, authorizing immediate abatement and assessing cost of abatement of public nuisances on various lots.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Okay.
Resolution is adopted.
Okay, Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir. I have put before you contingencies to be approved. The mayor has approved these. District 2, $1,200 to Alabama State University Continuing Education for SkyCap Summer Program. For District 8, $1,000 to Christ Community Church of Montgomery.
Mr. Chairman, I have one.
Okay, I was wondering who's going to add on.
District 1, $500 to East Montgomery Ponytails and Angels for their all-star team.
For all-star team.
All-star.
Okay. Is that all?
That's it?
Mr. President.
Anybody else?
Mr. President. Move to
Pruitt.
adopt.
What?
Move to adopt.
Oh, move to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
You fake me off, Pruitt. Okay, anything else?
No, sir, that's all I have.
On our agenda for public communication of non-agenda items, Lisa Hill.